Hi and welcome to my channel. In this video I have 5 easy Dollar Tree projects for you, and each one is under $5. They are all for your backyard barbecue. There's nothing like having fun in the backyard with family and friends and having that juicy hamburger or lovely steak that everyone loves. Well, I can't help you out with that yummy food, but I have you covered with that backyard barbecue table decor. So stay tuned to see how I created it all. Now let's get to the video. For my first project, I'm using one of the Dollar Tree pizza pans, and I'm just cleaning off everything from the sticky stuff on the package. And now I'm just giving it a good coat of the Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint that I have. And here I'm just finishing up with the second coat. So I decided to do a saying on this, and I decided maybe to use a stencil from my silhouette, and so I cut this out on the Dollar Tree tacky paper. I guess it's shelf paper, sorry. And so I'm just using that because it's inexpensive and easier than to spend a lot of money on vinyl. So just aligning it onto the pan, make sure it's straight and even everywhere. You want to make sure with the stencil that all the little pieces are laying down tight. So now I'm just using my stencil brush from Dollar Tree, and I'm using my, I think it's ink color, the black ink chalk paint. And you just dab it a little bit in your container, and then just dab it as you go, so just pounce on it and don't use a lot of paint. And then I'm just using the red flag paint from Plaid for the center part. So now I'm taking off this tacky paper, and be very careful that you don't pull up the paint. So you want to go really slow. And on the Dollar Tree paint tape there, it pulled up a little bit, so I have to fix that. But look how cute this is coming out. You could see it, you know, a glimpse of it. I thought it was a cute little thing. So some of the paint didn't take on the red, so I'm just filling it in. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm taking out the little pieces that are left over from the tacky paper for the center of the wording. Now I'm touching up the red. And so it needed a border, so I'm using that same red flag paint from Plaid and just giving it a good little border there. So now I'm measuring where I want to put handles, because I'm going to make a tray out of this. And I've got some Natical Rope here that I am just painting it with that same white paint. I measured it out and cut that before I painted it, so I want to make sure it's the right size. And once they were all dry, I am now using the Gorilla super glue and just putting each handle on each side. And by the way, this tray is not food safe. If you want to do it food safe, Plaid has a dishwasher safe Mod Podge that you could put right over this and it would make it food safe. I'm not going to put food directly on it, so it doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to put little baskets of food on it. And there we go. About that playlist, it's 5 Under 5 DIY Challenge, and this month it is backyard barbecue themed. It is hosted by Missi from Crafty Cove DIY and Emily from Farm Charm Chic. The guest host this month is Devin from Freckled Mom. I'm so blessed to be a part of this playlist, and I hope that you will check it out. I will have the link down below in my description. And if you are coming over from the playlist, welcome, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and comment below and let me know which project you like the best. Also, please subscribe. That helps my channel out a lot. And now let's get back to the video. Now on to the next one. This is just a Dollar Tree square sign. I think it's a 6x6. And I'm just cutting it down the center, just scoring it with an X-Acto knife. And I had to clip the sides off, and it took, a couple pieces off, but it glues back together really well. So here are those few pieces. So I'm just going to glue with my Gorilla Wood glue and glue that together, and then just glue that piece that came off on the side. So I got these galvanized buckets and little chalkboard. I was going to say cardboard. Chalkboard signs from the Dollar Tree. The buckets I could not find at the Dollar Tree, but they typically have these mini ones. I purchased these, and I'll have that link down below from Amazon. So here's my technique that I use for rollaways so that they don't move when I'm working on them. So I'm just gluing on with the super glue, Gorilla Super Glue, these chalkboards on the front of them. And I thought about it after the fact, but I should have wrote on them before I made sure to glue them on, but I didn't. So now I'm just writing on them relish, mustard, and ketchup. So now I'm getting back to the stand here that I'm creating, and I'm just using some spackle to fill in as much as I can. So it's a little hard to make it perfect, but it's okay. It's just outside barbecue stuff, right? So now I'm using that Rust-Oleum linen white paint again, and just covering it up with a good coat. And now I'm using the red flag plaid paint, acrylic paint, just to go around the trim there in front of it. And there we go, it's a stand for all of your little condiments. Now on to one of my favorite projects I've done. I'm just taking a round wood plaque from Joann's. I got on clearance a while back, and I only paid, I think, $1.50. And I've got the leftover spindle here from a neighbor's railing. So I'm just going to drill a hole in the bottom of the spindle and into the wood base. And I don't know what happened, but I missed the video of me drilling a hole at the bottom of that bucket and putting a screw in there, so it will hold it up better. And I did put Gorilla Wood glue on both ends just to give it better support. And then now I'm using that same white paint, chalk paint, to give it 2 good coats. And here are some bigger chalkboard tags, and I am writing on them napkins, spoons, forks, and knives. And they come with little twine, so I just tied them in a bow and stuck them at the top to kind of camouflage the hole that is there. And now I'm using the Gorilla super glue again and putting them on each can. And these tins, buckets, I was so surprised that they had these. They never have them at my store, and so I picked up a few of each, and they're already painted and everything, which makes this project even better because it's so easy to just use that and not the galvanized and mix it up. I originally was looking for the galvanized, but when I came across these, I thought, wow, these are really pretty, and they're very well made. So now I'm using the super glue and hot glue to hold each of those together on each side, and it's all done. Oh no, it's not done, sorry, I forgot. Last minute I decided to put a red trim. I thought it was looking too bland, so I did a red trim on the bottom of the wood, and then here in a minute you'll see I'm doing the top there, and now it's done. Now the next two projects are going to be the easiest projects that you could ever make. I found this cute gift bag at the Dollar Tree and thought it would make a cute little thing to put on the barbecue because my husband is the grill master. And so I had this leftover envelope holder that's from like the 90s, and so I decided to paint the bag to kind of, dress it up a little. And then the bottom part of the bag that was inside of the bag gave it some more support by gluing it to the back. So now I'm just gluing that, and I cut it so that it would look like the apron was wrapping around, which I thought was cute and made it look really neat. And I just tucked that in. It was easy because the tucks the folds were already there. So it was pretty easy. And just glued it with some hot glue, and there we go. Now, if you thought that last project was easy, this one is even easier. It's just one of the drink buckets that they have there already, colored in the color you want. And I'm using that tag again, a chalkboard tag, and this time I'm putting on there cold drinks, and then just doing the same thing with the twine and tying in a bow and sticking it on top. And then I'm just gluing it with hot glue this time and putting it on there and just making sure to wipe it all off, any excess. So then I just took some twine for the handles and it's all complete. party. And don't forget to check out that playlist before you go. And thank you and have a great day.